Welcome to Fun Fridays. I'm David. This is Candace.
Hey.
And each and every Friday, we're going to do a live stream going over some of the comments and stuff and questions we got during the week and anything that you guys want to talk about. So if you're tuning in, you have any comments or questions about veganism, please comment below and let's get right into it. So this week I posted a question about what do you think about veganism, and we had some comments. So let's pull up the comments and let's get into it. All right. So I said, what do you think about veganism? Comment below, and we're just gonna read through some of the comments. We'll any names.
No names. We're not calling anybody out here.
So here, why don't you read a couple of them and share?
Transition is hard. Well, it's only as hard as you make it. So if you're right away thinking that transition is going to be hard, it will be hard. But if you open up your mind and have more of a positive outlook on it, be like, you know what, this change might be good for me, then it will be good.
Yeah, I love it. Keep going.
I've seen the positive outcomes in health and fitness in you and yours.
Oh, that was my mom. I'll be honest. That was my mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Seen the positive outcome. Right, Mom.
My child floats through wanting to be vegan and then vegetarian. I encourage her whatever phase she finds herself in. But even if she finds it hard and challenging, I will call her a carbitarian from time to time as she gets stuck in what to eat.
So that's a great point. I think with veganism, it's something that we did a lot when we started being vegan. We're basically like everything that's vegan is stuff that we could eat, and it's not the case. It's just like people with real food. Look up. So you can definitely eat way too many carbs when you eat meat and dairy and everything else, and you can eat way too many carbs when you're vegan. I think there's like one of the things we've been talking about a lot is like getting enough protein when you're vegan, and that's definitely important. And so as hard as it is to get your protein as a vegan, it's just as easy to like way overdo it on the carbs. I know it seems like vegan carbs are like more readily available than vegan protein sources or vegan fat sources.
I really like what one of our clients said here, that it's a lot easier than people think, that you only have to make slight changes for the better. It helps you to read and understand what you're putting in your body. It's another way we can all help the planet. Thank you. That was a really good response.
It is easier than you think. I think I went through that too, or it's like overwhelming. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be super hard, and it's like, it's not that hard. You'll be fine.
I think in general, you really just have to think of even just some simple swaps that you can start with. Like instead of eating chicken, have tofu. Instead of eating beef, you could go with more of a seitan, or even beans. Eat more bean-heavy lentils. All the foods that we consume that you might look at like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of carbs in there. It's like, well, did you see the protein content? Did you see the amount of fiber in the food? Are you looking at the whole piece of food and not just the carbohydrate intake? Some might find it hard. I know if you're eat more bean-heavy lentils, I know if you're living in a household where, maybe your daughter wants to go more vegan or vegetarian, definitely like the biggest thing is like support your child, support your spouse, your significant other through their life change, because going and transitioning into a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle, it's not the social norm. Especially in Manitoba, like we got a ton of dairy farmers.
And Manitoba. Have you ever been to a Manitoba social? Okay, let me know in the comments if you've ever been to a Manitoba social. Just a great place where you can have lots of bread, lots of cheese.
Cold cuts.
And
The salami shoulder.
The Manitoba socials are not that vegan friendly, but if you can get a pickle or two, get them right away before they're all gone. All right, what else we got?
I also really like this comment. It's the best thing I ever did. It's been 5 years since I went vegan. That's a lot longer than us. So I'm going to take advice from our follower here. My health is immeasurably better, but I'm not going to lie. The truth comes out. The first year was the hardest as my life paradigm had to shift. My comfort foods, my go-to quick meals were all centered around animal products.
Comfort foods. That's a great point. I think there's lots of comfort foods out there, and it's, where people are emotional eaters, and that's cool. So I think there's two strategies for that. Is like, number one, try to really dig into like what flavors that you're missing or what flavors those comfort foods really give you. So maybe it's something like really sweet or really salty, or you really like something sugary. And I guarantee that you can find a vegan replacement for that. It might take some time to get used to or adjusted to, but it'll also ultimately be worth it in the end. I know you'll probably feel better. I know now that like we still eat treats. We definitely get into some vegan treats. And I think the difference between when I would eat like a bunch of normal treats or like not plant-based treats is that the next day I'd like feel like almost like hungover. Like, oh, I ate too much sugar, and dairy probably was the biggest thing for me. I ate too much dairy and I basically got a tummy ache the next morning, just like when you've had too much to drink. But I think at first, like finding out what those flavors are in your comfort food, and then finding a vegan replacement for that might be a good place to start. And then from there, you can work on eliminating that comfort food, right? Digging into what that psychological need is, and moving on from there. So.
And I found the biggest thing when we started our vegan lifestyle, it was definitely a choice. Like for me, I was looking in the direction is where can I take my like diet and make changes, because I've already experimented with so many other diets out there. And I'm like, you know what, this one's not going to work, but you never know until you try. So whether or not you're starting with one meal a day that's vegan, which is super simple, like think of it as like hummus and carrots or cucumbers, like that's vegan, or like oatmeal, 100% vegan. Like most of you probably already eat one meal a day that's vegan without even knowing.
100%. Start with one, go from there. All right, what other comments we got?
I try to live as vegan as possible, but I travel full time and will have fish and eggs from time to time if I can't find any other protein source. If I'm at home cooking for myself, it's vegan. Just not always possible when traveling. I did try that for a while, and it would be a whole process finding the right place to eat. We wasted more time trying to find something than enjoying ourselves.
I feel like I've been there. Definitely kudos on you for making the transition, even if you're not 100% vegan. Like, again, we're not like the vegan pushers. We're not trying to force everyone into a vegan lifestyle. Although we do want to open up your eyes and mind into a little bit more of a plant-based lifestyle, whether that's like all the meals in a day or just trying to be more vegan or just to be more plant-based, even if you still eat fish, meat, or whatever. Our goal is just to educate you on the power of plants and how they can be a part of a super healthy diet, or they can be the only thing that's in your super healthy diet. All right, a couple more.
There was one on, also, if I prepare the meals ahead of time, if I meal prep, it's a lot easier. And it kind of takes me back to when I first started meal prepping for David and myself. David would look at the food and he's like, I get to eat all of this. Like, his meal was like double the size. And I'm like, yes, your macros are right on point. So the volume of food might increase. I'm not saying like, oh, instead of one head of broccoli, you get 2 head of broccolis now. It's like your protein, like there's way more variety of protein. Like I know daily I try and get in edamame beans, black beans, tofu, and then we will play around with the meat substitutes that are out. Like there's meatless chicken wings, meatless We've been having like meatless steak bites, and which is all like soy-based products as well, but it's just a different like mock meat.
All right, let's crush through some of these comments here and wrap it up, B. So Monette here says, I know she did an 8-week challenge, so shout out to you. They didn't think they could do it, but they tried. They felt fantastic, had a ton of energy, felt lighter on their feet. They definitely have to be creative with some stuff to make sure they're getting enough protein in their diet. They both lift a lot of weight, so I understand that. Since then, they've incorporated meat and dairy back into their diets, but they can do it. Don't knock it unless you've tried it, and you can do it. That's a great comment. You have a choice to be vegan or not. Just don't push your opinion on to others if they are the other. I'm not vegan, but I don't push my lifestyle onto anyone else. Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. I mean, like I said, we're not the vegan pushers. The
biggest thing why we created this channel and why we named it, like we started our Instagram page as Fit Vegan Coaches, but on YouTube, Fit Vegan Life, we're going to be providing more than just vegan on here. As you've already seen, like I've done a HIIT workout I've put out, and it's not just for vegan athletes, it's for everyone. And David's put out some mobility videos or yoga. Like we're just wanting to share our lifestyle with you to see where you might take from our lifestyle and bring it into your lifestyle. We just want to be able to teach you what we know best.
Yeah, definitely. So we're the Fit Vegan Coaches. Our goal is to like help you be the best version of yourself through our coaching platform. We now, obviously with this quarantine, we have online clients, which is an interesting transition for us as being like one-on-one trainers. But that being said, that's why we started this YouTube channel, so that we can try to reach as many people as possible. Whether they're looking for like coaching, you can always email us for that. Or if you're just looking to like learn and adapt into a little bit of a new lifestyle. So we're going to be here providing like some tips on vegan meal preps, some tips on just how we meal prep, some tips on workouts, mobility, lifestyle. I might even get into some mindset stuff. So if you have questions or comments, like let me know right now in this chat, because we're planning our next week of videos and we'd love to include it. Outside of that, we had a couple people, a couple of funny comments here. We had some person that said, "What do you think about veganism?" They said, "Gay." Not going to shout that person out. I said, "What do you think about veganism?" They said, "I don't know this language."
I was like the whole "don't knock it till you try it." That's
here's
like,
a good
never
comment.
know until you try.
Not a vegan, but I actually made myself a vegan lunch today and it was delicious. So shout out to you, sir, and the rest of you guys. If you haven't ever tried a vegan meal, that is our calling card for you to try it out. If you're looking for coaching or anything, like send us an email, send us a DM. We'd love to help you work towards your goals. I'm David. This is Candace. We'll be live next Friday. Until then, we'll upload every day. You ready?
Send us your questions. We're ready.
Let's go.